Today I'm sharing this joyful little project with you. Hello, I'm Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an absolute craft addict based in the UK. My first love has to absolutely be papercrafting. How about you? I'm going to show you how to fold, cut and create the Ottaway. This is the beautiful, beautiful make we are doing today. It is a triple Z fold card. I love a Z fold card. It is the easiest card you can ever make. It's just a card base scored in half to make your flat, and then one side is scored again, and it gives you this lovely Z shape. So whether you're a beginner or you just need a little crafty fix, stick around and I'll walk you through step by step. There's no stress here. We just have lots of crafty joy and a little giggle along the way. Hello to all my crafty otters that are watching. As always, thank you for all of your support. Don't forget to leave me a comment. And in fact, anybody leave me a comment. I love to chat all things craft and I try and answer all of them. So what do we need for this card? Well, first of all, let me say, I'm not so happy with these flowers. What do you think? I think I might need to swap them. I feel like I need a bit of lavender on there rather than these little flowers, but we'll go with it. So it's a Z fold card base, and then it's smaller Z folds on the top, and I've just made it into this lovely fun fold card. There's loads of variations around. You've got some that do the extra folds along the bottom or along the top, all sorts of things. As I said, I'm in the UK. This will fit in a standard UK size envelope. So should we have some fun and craft together? Okay, let me give you the sizes first. Now there's quite a few sizes, so don't feel overwhelmed. You've got the card base, which is the bottom piece, the very back piece. Then you've got the second layer and the third layer, and then just concentrate on those. I've put them in centimetres and inches, and then when you're ready, layer it up with designer paper, and then these are all the sizes of that. But I would take it easy, take it step by step. Remember, we're all about stress-free crafting. So do the 3 bases. I'm going to walk you through it step by step now, and then do your designer series paper. Now, just so that you know, I have cut my designer series paper already, so you don't have to wait and watch me cut. But I am going to cut the card together to make the card bases. Any questions, just pop them in the chat and I'll get right back to you. So take a screenshot of that and then you'll be able to enlarge it. And let's craft together. So I'm using a paper trimmer that has got a cutter and a scorer on, so it means that it does both. My one's from Stampin' Up, but you can get them all over the show, lots of different places. You just want a paper trimmer that's got a cutting blade and a scoring blade if you like the look of mine. What do we need? Should we just start and we can chat as we go? So I've got a card base. I'm going to say the sizes in inches, I think. So if you've got caps on or subtitles, that's what will come across the bottom. But like I say, if you screenshot the sizes, you can rewind the video and you can get the sizes in centimetres as well. So my card base needs to be 5 7/8, which I think I've already called it 5 7/8. That's already cut, and it needs to be by 8 2/8. So 8 2/8. I'm going to cut that bit off and I leave that for later because I don't need that. Now we're going to score this straight away, okay? So while the longer bit is at the top where my measuring line is, I'm going to score it at 2 1/16. So that sounds really scary, but basically all it is find your 2-inch mark and then go to the very first line after the 2-inch mark. Let me just check you can see that. So it's not an eighth, it's in between, and I'm going to score, so I need to put that cutting blade out the way, and I've used my thumb to hold it up out the way, otherwise it catches on the paper, and then get my scoring line, piece, and I'm just going to score it a few times because I've got really thick card. I love to use card that's really thick for my card bases, just so that it stands up really strong and is not flimsy. I use 300 GSM. So 2 1/16, and then the next one is 4 1/8. Okay, so that's 4 1/8. So that's a standard UK size, and it gives you that card base like that, and then this bit folds back, and that gives you your standard Z fold card. So wherever you are in the world, if you make your normal size Z fold card, you can't go wrong. Okay, so that's it, card base number 1. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side, and then I'm going to get my next piece of card. Now this piece of card needs to be 4 1/8. So 4 1/8 I've already done, and it needs to be by 7 inches. Okay, so 7 inches. I need to cut this time, so I've got some spare to put to one side, and I'm going to score it exactly the same size. So I've got the longer bit at the top with my measuring lines. I'm going to slide it back through, and I need to do 2 1/16. So we get up to the 2-inch line. Make sure we're happy with that, and then just nudge it along to the very first line after the 2. Okay, and make sure your cutting blade is out of the way. There you go, it's right up there, out the way. Bring your scoring blade in and just score it. So you notice that I'm doing exactly the same size on my second layer. The width is exactly the same, 2 1/16. So the next one's going to be the same as well, 4 1/8. Okay, so it's just like a mini Z fold, just like that. Okay, so that's the next one. Then the next piece we need, the third layer, this is 3 3/8. Yeah, already done that. And this time it needs to be by 6 1/8. Now 6 1/8 on my trimmer is a little bit tricky, because there's the 6 and there's the 1/8 just on that line there, just before it gets to the darker plastic. So 6 1/8 is there. I'm going to cut that off, put it to one side, slide it back through where your measuring is, and you're going to do exactly the same, 2 1/16, 2 1/16, so it's one line past the 2. This feels very calm, doesn't it? We're good, everything is good. It's 4 1/8. Okay, couldn't be easier or simpler. Okay, so that, now, oh, that's not scored enough. Let's bring that back. So that's like a mini Z, okay? So if I bring everything back in, so we've got our first layer, which is our normal Z card. Our second layer is this one, and it exactly matches on here, like that. And our third one exactly matches again. Okay, just so that you know. Amazing. Hope you're feeling confident, because it's all good. So all that you're going to do now is cover these in designer series paper, and then you're going to put them in a place. So that one is going to go roughly like that. This one is going to glue roughly like that, and then you glue the other end, and that's it. That is your triple Z fold done. But of course it's blank and boring, so we're going to make it look good. And this time I'm going to do a Christmas one, okay? But honestly, don't you feel good? You're going to make an amazing fun fold card. So I've been trying out a different glue. I'm a Tumbo glue girl normally, but I've been having a lot of trouble with my hands. I've got rheumatoid arthritis, and it's just getting really, really hard to squeeze the bottle. And I always feel like I leave half of the bottle behind. Doesn't matter how much you bang it and squeeze it. So lots of you lovely crafters have suggested I use this Pearly Art precision glue. And I have to say, I am loving it. I don't think I'm going to go back to Tombow. So what we need to do now is glue some designer series paper on here. Now, this is where your element of style comes in. This is where you make this card your own. What I decided to do with my triple fold card is I had the same paper on each layer. So this one I used the lavender paper from Stampin' Up. It's retired. I've got loads of it in my stash and it's so beautiful. I keep telling myself, just get it out and use it. So that's what I did. The next layer is like a gingham and I've done it on all 3 panels. And then the third one, I've used this beautiful paper, and really because I only had a tiny bit left, that's why I did this. But then I was like, where do I put my personal message? Now this panel here would be really good for you to do just in a plain card so you could write your personal message, because when it's closed you don't see it. But because this paper is so beautiful and it just looks a beautiful scene on the side, I decided to put my personal message area on the back. And then I've got both sides of my card is beautiful. Okay, so that's what I did on that. And I rather liked all the colours being the same. So I'm going to do that again on this. So I've cut this piece. Now this is 4 inches by 5 3/4, and then I've cut 2 more pieces to go on these panels. And again, you could do them different, you could swap them around. What's on the other side of this paper? No, I don't really like that very much, so that's going to go there, that's going to go there. So these 2 panels are exactly the same size, and they are 5 3/4 by 1 15/16. Now again, sounds really scary when you say 15/16. All that basically means is that between 1 inch and another there's 16 little gaps, and we're going to use 15. So if it says 1 15/16, what I always tend to do, let me use a bit of card to show you. So 1 15/16 is like, what a mouthful is that? I go up to the 2 inch because that's the next size, and I go back a line, and that means it's 15/16. If you're in centimetres, you really don't have to worry because it's 4.9 centimetres, and you can see it exactly is. There's 5 centimetres, and there it is back. Ta-da! So measuring sounds scary, but it's okay when someone explains it to you. So the paper that I'm using, let me just share that with you because I always get asked about the paper. The paper is from Echo Park, and I'm using the Magic of Winter paper. Absolutely beautiful paper, all these different sheets. It's 2-sided, it's lovely and thick paper, and it also has a sheet of stickers and journaling cards in there as well, so it's really, really good. I bought mine from Craftilia, which is an online craft store, and I absolutely love all the things they've got, and they have really good sales. This paper was in the sale when I bought it. I'm not sure if it is now. Beautiful, beautiful paper on there, all different companies. You get a massive choice. You just need to grab a cuppa though, sit down, make a list, because you'll be there a while. It is a fabulous site, and I'm not getting paid to say that. I really absolutely love their website. Lots of ideas on there. It's really, really good. So this is the paper that I've chosen for the back panel. It's just like a, it's like a check, but it's sort of diamondy. It must have a technical name. I don't know what it is. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, I've got like a blue line around my paper. So the designer series paper always comes, well, it's printed both sides, so it has a white core, and I don't really like the white core. I always think that when it's got the white core showing, it just looks like the paper is floating on the card. Does that make any sense? So I go along the edge of my paper with a colour as near as possible with a felt tip pen. I'm using the Stampin' Right markers, but you just go along. You could do it with a Sharpie or any felt tip really, just along the edge. Sometimes it gives you a darker border like it has on this, because the blue that I used is darker than this paper, but I actually like it. I think it really frames each panel and makes it stand out, so it's okay on this one. I don't mind that it's a slightly darker, just adds to the design and gives it a bit of depth. I'd much rather it than just white. Give it a go and let me know what you think. So that is going to go on there. And that's the first panel done. So we're going to decorate the other two panels and then we'll come back and put it all together. So the next panel is this one, and this time I've chosen a really dark colour. So I did the same, I went along the edge because I really want it to pop off of the page. So this panel size is 4 inches by 2 3/4. And again, I'm okay with covering up this side because I don't love it as much as I do the dark panel. See this glue? Look, no worries with squeezing. It's just lovely, coming out nice and runny. Really, really like it. Let's go in there. And then the two panels were 4 by 1 15/16. So remember, you go up to the 2 inch and go back one little line to get that if you're in inches. Really like this dark paper. Dark against the white is really, really effective, isn't it? I hope that you can see that on camera. And then the last one. And we're nearly there. The only thing with this glue is it's slightly more runnier, which is good, but I need to remember to put slightly less around the edge, otherwise it will just squeeze out. But the fact that it's slightly runnier is helping, I think, because you don't have to squeeze so much. So that's the second panel. And then the third panel is this one. Now, this is a little bit tricky. I'm just going to tell you that, because one of the panels that we need, which are these, is 3 2/8 by 1 7/8. And then the other two are 3 2/8 by 1 15/16. So you need to make sure you put them the right way round. So before I stick, I'm going to check which of these end panels is 2 1/16, which I think it is that one. Yeah. So that is 2 1/16 on that side. So the two that are the same need to go there, and the slightly bigger one there. Okay. Right, and I can see that I have cut through one of the journaling panels, which is sad because they're really helpful. But it's okay, this card is worth it. It will all come good. Okay, there's that one. And this is just like a really nice contrast to the other two papers. I've deliberately gone for papers that have got a smaller pattern on. I haven't used my favourite papers because you're not going to see much of the papers. And in fact, you could use a load of scraps. Isn't it really satisfying when you can use some scraps up? Because if you're anything like me, you don't throw anything away. Okay, this is the last one. And then we've got that tricky bit of putting it all together. Okay, so let's just go across there. Check that that's all good. That's that bit. Check that it's all nicely folded together, and then bring the 3 pieces in. Okay, are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? Okay, so this is the card when it's flat. This is it when it's shut and postage. That's how it's going to come in the post, and then they open it. So you want to have a look at what it looks like open and what it looks like closed. So I'm going to concentrate on the next panel first, which is this one. I know that it exactly matches, but I want to bring it in a bit so there's a really nice border. Okay, just about there. So what you end up with is a bit of a frame all the way round. Now the top and bottom is going to be bigger, a bigger gap, but that's how it's meant to be. That's how I designed it. So I think about there. So if I now fold it flat carefully, then I can have a look this side. Does it look like there's the same sort of finger room there and there? And I think it needs to come over a little fraction like that, so I can get my finger there, get my finger there. That looks good. Bring it back up. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold this bit over, put some glue on this panel, and I'm going to glue that end in first. So glue just that panel there, just like that. I'm going to bring it back again, and I'm going to just press it in place. And before I press really hard, I'm just going to have another look, make sure that I'm happy with all where it is, and I'm just going to press down like that. Okay, so this bit's still loose. There's nothing holding that in. Now what I want to do is fold this bit back, because half of this is going to be on here. So if I have a look, you can see it's over half, it's just about there. So if I bring it over, I know that the glue, if I put it at halfway, it's going to be all right. So I put some glue just on half of it. Okay, just like that. And then I pop it over again. And now it should be in the right place. And I just give it a moment or two to set, just like that. So it looks lovely like that. And then bring it up. There you go. Can you see? There's that gap. Really lovely, simple design. Okay, so the third one. So the third piece is going to be the same. So I want it sort of about there. I think it would fit exactly, but I bring it back a bit. Have a look to make sure there's a really nice even border all the way around. Okay, lay it down, and again have a look this side, have a look that side. Now before I stick anything with this, I'm going to hold that piece, I'm going to bring it over, and I'm just going to check that this covers that piece underneath. Does that make sense? So open like that, but when it's closed you can't see this panel, and then that works if you're going to put your personal message, because you won't see it when it's closed. Okay, I'm going to open it up again. Really happy with where that is, so I'm going to do exactly the same gluing as I just have. We are nearly there. Okay, that's going to go there. Just let that set a bit. And again, quite a long way over. So just about half I'm going to glue. Just like that. Bring it over again. Make sure it's all set. Okay, like that. Looks beautiful. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Just make sure it's all happy. And that is how you make a triple fold Z card. Ta-da! Okay, embellishments. Now, I'm thinking I could just use these stickers, so I might just do that. I'm not sure. I'm also going to use this, which is one of the sentiments from my PDF that I made. You can get your own PDF. There is a cost to it, but it's got some extra special crafters sentiments, some just created the Ottaway fun sentiments, and I couldn't resist. I'm absolutely mad on otters, so there's a whole page of otter Christmas sentiments as well. So if you love an otter, you'll love this, but I'll leave a link underneath in the description. So I'm going to have that on there. What else would I like on there? There's some really cool stuff on here. There's a car. There's oh, let's cut. Oh, there's some trees. I think those trees would look nice. So where could we have those? Let's think about this. So that could be there, and we could put the trees coming off to the side. Yep, let's stick this down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there, like so. Put that about there. Oh, do you know what I didn't check? Look, I need it to come in a bit, don't I? Look. Okay. Because otherwise, if I don't, and I post it, it's going to be sticking out. So let's put a bit more glue on there so it really doesn't mess up. Okay, so don't forget when you're putting your embellishments on to check whether your card opens or closes. So let's have a look now. Yep, it's all inside. So there's that bit, like that little tree. I feel like we could have some snowflakes coming down. There's quite a lot of snowflakes actually. What else could we have? Oh my goodness, there's so much choice. Let's have a couple of snowflakes. That could be there. Okay, and then some more snowflakes over here that are only seen when it's open, like that. And I'm going to be here a while. Shall I leave it there? And I'll show you it on Instagram. So there you go. That is how you make a triple fold card really simply and stress-free. Until next time, happy crafting and be kind to yourself. Thank you so much for crafting with me today. I hope that this has given you a little bit of joy and a whole load of inspiration. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment. I always reply, and if you'd love to see some more, please subscribe to this cozy papercraft channel with lots of ideas every week. And don't forget, there's also the YouTube club that I run, Crafty Otters. You will be so welcome. Come and find us. Just select the join button and you can find out all about it. Any questions, come and find me and I will answer them. And happy crafting!